In some cultures, the act of licking your plate clean is a compliment. In others, it's rude. Thankfully, after an Ethiopian meal, you can avoid this dilemma altogether by just cramming your plate in your mouth. Ethiopian dishes are served atop a crepe-like circle of sourdough called injera. And when it's covered in heaps of food, it looks like the world's tastiest painter's palette. Instead of using a fork and knife, you tear off pieces of injera, sop up some sauce, grab a pinch of protein, and transport it to your taste buds. Don't worry about running out of injera. Servers will refill your supply. Indian food calls for garam masala. Ethiopian food calls for berbere. This impossibly complex blend of herbs and spices contains as many as 30 ingredients, including sun-dried chilies, garlic, ginger, cardamom, fenugreek, nutmeg, cloves, and cumin. It's the defining ingredient for rich and spicy stews called wats. They're sort of like East African curries, but layered with unique spicy but never blazing hot flavor. Doro Wat is the go-to first-timers dish, a spicy red chicken stew that's slow-cooked for hours. And Tibs is like a combination of stir-fry and fajitas, marinated strips of lamb or beef sautéed with peppers and other vegetables. Stews of chicken, beef, goat, and lamb abound in the Ethiopian cookbook. Ordering a mabarawi lets you sample a platter of the most popular meat-based dishes. But some of the best dishes have no meat at all. In fact, Ethiopia boasts one of the most exotic and wide-ranging cuisines for vegetarians to explore. Order a yetsam bayanetu, a mixed vegetable plate, to try out some of the can't-miss dishes, such as shiro, a chickpea stew, and misirwat, a red lentil stew. Meals don't usually end with dessert. Instead, they're capped off with a cupful of the thing the whole world thanks Ethiopia for creating.
One of my favorite cuisines in the entire universe is one that's not super common, and it's Ethiopian food. I actually got a chance to visit about 2 years ago, and I was there for a very short time, but in that space of time I managed to try pretty much ate the whole time. The great news is that I'm back here, and I want to introduce you to some of the most delicious staples here in Ethiopia. So without further ado, here they are. The first one, of course, is shiro, which is a delicious stew of sorts made with powdered chickpeas, and it's ubiquitous. You will literally find it everywhere. The great news for someone like myself is that it's fully vegan, and it's also absolutely delicious. The one thing that you'll also find everywhere in Ethiopia is injera, which is a type of pancake, let's say, but it's used not only as a plate or a covering for your plate, it's also used as a utensil, so you eat with your hands. And it's made with teff flour, which is a little bit sour, and to me, absolutely delicious. And it costs usually between 40 to 60 birr, which is very cheap, so I highly recommend you check that out if you're going to Ethiopia. Many Ethiopians like to start their day with some scrambled eggs and a bit of minced meat, but personally, as a vegan, I had a different favorite, and that favorite is called fırfır. So you know we discussed the injera, the thing that you eat your food on and with. Well, in this case, it's also the main component of the meal itself. So fırfır is kind of a mixture that consists of injera, tomatoes, and usually some chilies, and it's absolutely delicious. If you like injera, of course. And one word on chilies. Ethiopian food actually can be pretty spicy in some of the restaurants, so if you're not feeling up to the challenge, do mention that to the staff beforehand. Alright, let's take a moment and just thank the universe for the miracle that is bayanetu. This is a food that comes out on Wednesdays and Fridays when the Ethiopians are fasting. And this is a very important thing for you to know, especially if you're vegan like me, because on Wednesdays and Fridays, all the food that you find in local restaurants will be vegan, which makes ordering extremely easy. So bayanetu is basically a mixture of all the different stews and things that they have on offer that day. So you're gonna get a huge platter that's beautiful, colorful, filling, and nutritious.
This is a salad, that's gomen, so it's like collard greens. That's like a split, like yellow pea. And then this one in the middle is from Tigray, so it's like a northern dish, and it's called helbat. And it's like bean paste with like a spicy tomato sauce on top. It's really good.
No video about Ethiopian food would be complete without mentioning coffee, because it's such an integral part of Ethiopian culture. I might actually do a whole separate video on Ethiopian coffee, but for now I just wanted to mention that it's very delicious, it's very thick, they usually put a lot of sugar in it, so if you don't like sugar, tell them please bring it without sugar, because it gets very sweet. To me, it basically tastes like hot chocolate, which is kind of a plus in my book, and it's pretty much the only place in the world where I drink coffee. Alright, this next one comes with a bit of a story. So, when I first visited, there was a man called Solomon who showed me around. He was absolutely wonderful, and he told me the two things that he missed when he was living outside of Ethiopia were shiro, which I understood, and ambo, which is a local carbonated water, which I totally did not get. I mean, what? You miss water? Well, that was until I tried it. Ambo is delicious. I don't quite know why, but it just is. And their local mineral waters don't really have many minerals in them, so ambo can be a great way to replenish those. Ethiopia actually has quite a large beer industry nowadays, and I have to say most of them are pretty delicious. So the main three I would say are Habesha, Walia, and St. George's. And I have to say, yeah, they're good and they're pretty sweet. So it's not your typical bitter, Pilsner, but it's good. It's good. They're very easy to drink. A little too easy. I definitely have to mention tej, because that is a beverage that is very unique and very special. So this right here is a traditional Ethiopian drink. It's called tej, and it's a honeyed wine. So cheers. It's really nice. It's a little bit sour, a little bit smoky, and very unique. So I really think you should try this. And it looks intimidating, but it's about 5%, so not even that strong. I actually personally really like it, but I can imagine someone not enjoying it quite so much. So try it and let me know in a comment below if you've tried it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I'm super curious. In America particularly, there are quite a few Ethiopian restaurants, so if you can find one in your neighborhood, go check it out like yesterday. It's gonna blow your mind. It's amazing.
So Ethiopian food are based mostly in vegetarian food.
Okay.
And the vegetarian food consists of vegetable and legume. We have many kind of dishes in Ethiopia.
The most essential part of the Ethiopian experience is the injera. It's got this like spongy, sour consistency. I'm just going to take some off. You can see it has these little bubbles from where it ferments. It really absorbs a lot of the flavor in the different dishes here that are set. The way Ethiopians eat, they just eat with their hands. And so I'm going to eat with my hands too, because I love to eat with my hands. When we called out Nachi to ask her, what is the name of this dish? She's like, it's cabbage. What's wrong with you? So this is cabbage. And this comes with potatoes, peppers, carrots. We have some green beans and cooked in olive oil. It just has a nice softness. And then this yellow coloring comes from turmeric. It's also going to get some flavor. I would describe it as a mild curry. It's not going to have that overwhelming cumin-y taste that happens with a lot of curry. So much of Ethiopian food is vegetarian, but also meat is eaten. So we have some beef here, and we also have some chicken, which is in this very special dish called doro wat. And that is going to be a stew that takes half a day to make and is flavored with 7 spices, cardamom, cumin, fenugreek, and some other spices. And then some stewed chicken, hard-boiled eggs. It's like a bitter, earthy, and yet slightly sweet, slightly fruity mixture. But a lot of these spices are musty, nutty, mushroomy, like of the earth. I really like it. Like a lot of the Roman dishes that we've had, the cacio e pepe, the carbonara, which are the quintessential Roman dishes that are very affordable. This is the kind of food that really everyone in Ethiopia is going to be eating. The very rich and the very poor are going to sit down to a plate of lentils and injera, and that's the tie that binds the Ethiopian people. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Dining on a Dime from Mesop Restaurant and Cultural Center in the Pineto neighborhood of Rome.
The food is great. We've got to ride a scooter with Fabio, my new friend. Nothing could ruin the day, even Vesta being culturally insensitive. So, cheers.
That's it. This vlog is over.
My husband David once again.
And today we're going to try Ethiopian food.
So David and I live in LA, and in LA there's tons of international neighborhoods, one of which is Little Ethiopia. So ever since we moved here, we've been wanting to try it, and today is that day. So I took to the internet and researched what the most popular Ethiopian restaurant was, and Buna Ethiopian Restaurant and Market came up, and to my delight and glee, they have a whole vegan section in the menu. So this place was made for me, essentially.
Which I'm shocked that you even found a vegan place, but I trust you that would probably find one.
But they eat a lot of vegetables in their cuisine, so it's a perfect fit. Ethiopian food is mostly made up of vegetables and spicy meats. They're put into a stew-like form and put on top of injera, which is a sourdough flatbread that has kind of a spongy texture. You eat it on top of the bread. So it sounds super tasty.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Can we have it right now?
Yes, we can! Yeah. And Ethiopia itself is located on the Horn of Africa. It's a landlocked country on the east coast.
And it's the second most populous country in Africa, which is incredible.
Over 100 million people. So without further delay, let's go taste some freaking delicious Ethiopian food, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. So David got a meat combo with beef stew and lamb stew, and it's on top of the injera. Yeah, you pick up the injera and you pick up the food with it. Is it spicy?
Tiny bit.
Like 1 to 10, how spicy?
Are we comparing to the spiciest?
No.
Because then it's a 0, it's like a minus. No, it's like a 2.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Like a peppery spice or like a chili spice?
Like a pleasant spice.
Yeah? Is that one better?
Oh, I don't know. That's so good.
That looks like that has lentils in it. Maybe.
I think that's lamb.
That one?
I think so.
Lamb and then beef?
That's so good. That's really good. I think I've got my new favorite food. Oh, the bread is really good. It's like nice and squishy.
Yeah, it's spongy.
Yeah.
And I got the veggie combo. So I've got 5 dishes on my plate. I've got, let's see, there's a cabbage with potato and garlic and ginger. There is collard greens, which look really good. There's peach alecha, which is yellow split peas, which I think that's the yellow split peas. There's shirowat, which is seasoned chickpea flour in a thick sauce. I think that's it. That's the chickpeas. And tomato salad, which has jalapenos, which I'm excited about, might be spicy. And then there's misorwat, which is split lentils cooked with onion and garlic and ginger with hot peppers, which I think this is. Okay, I'll try the spicy lentil one. Oh, it looks so good. That is so nice. Oh, and it's nice and hot too.
Isn't that bread amazing?
Yeah, the bread is incredibly satisfying and squishy. It's like so spongy and nice. Here, I'll try the split peas. I think this one has turmeric in it, which looks really good. Amazing. I'm gonna try some of the collard greens. Oh my god. It's like a perfect mixture of spices. It's easy to eat. Using the bread is really fun too. I think this is the shirowat, which is chickpea flour mixed with a sauce. I'll try that. That looks good. Ooh. That one's nice and spicy too. Ooh. I think I like this lentil one the best. This is cabbage and potato and carrot with ginger and garlic. So I'll try this one. I like all of those ingredients, so imagine it's good. It's just like easy, good ingredients, which is so tasty. It's so nice they have such good vegan options. gonna try some of the vegan meal. He obviously went for the cabbage and potato. Irish. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a similar taste to the beef one.
Yeah.
Maybe it has lentils in it as well.
Similar texture, similar, like, yeah, actually, just imagine like a bit thicker. That's the beef one.
Yeah, because they're all in like kind of stew form, which makes it super easy to eat and super tasty. David's freaking out. He loves it so much.
Hello, chickadees. I'm in a really good mood because I'm having Ethiopian food for dinner. So it looks on first sight like it's just a big pile of bread. This bread is called injera, and it's a type of like sort of spongy, tangy flatbread. But on closer inspection, it's like a special present, and all the delicious food is inside. Yum, yum, yum. So, with Ethiopian food, see, I really like all the little bubbles in here. Isn't that really cool looking? It's like, I don't know, almost like a pancake or a crepe, kind of. Anyways, with Ethiopian food, you always eat it with your hands and this bread. So you never use utensils. Look at that. It's like the surface of the moon. Little craters. Yum, yum, yum. Little craters that you fill with delicious food. So this stuff here, the yellow stuff, is like split peas. And then this one here is cabbage and carrots. Like some places will put potato in it as well. Oh my god. This one here is spinach and onions, or it might be collards and onions, I don't know, depends. Some places use spinach, some use kale, some use collards. And this one here is like spicy lentils. This one is my favorite. So, it's a tradition, I guess, like an Ethiopian tradition that if you're enjoying a meal with friends or family, you actually tear off a piece of the bread and get a little bit of food and prepare a bite, and then you actually feed them by hand. What is the word for that? I think it's gorsha. And so the bigger the bite that you feed the person, like the closer you are to them, a bigger bite signifies like a closer friendship or a stronger bond to that person. So if you shove like a giant fist-sized amount of food in their mouth, that means that like they're your best friend. It's not my favorite Ethiopian place. This stuff, the spicy red lentils. This is a little drier than I'm used to it being. Usually it's a little more like saucy. And then yeah, you're left with all these delicious sauce juices that you scoop up with the bread. Still good though. You know, I don't know, I feel kind of bad being in such a good mood today. Because, I broke up with my girlfriend this morning. It was just not working. She's a nice girl, and I liked her, but I like being single better. I don't know, it became very clear to me the other night.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Arnold Telego Arda here, and welcome back to my channel. Now, you guys know that I love food, right? I love Japanese food, American food, Italian food, just food. But you know one food that I think I haven't tried before? At least I don't think I have? Ethiopian food.
I didn't eat lunch for this shit. I'm jazzed.
I'm super excited to try Ethiopian food.
We know somebody who said this is their favorite genre of food.
I feel like it's gonna be a lot of beans.
Surprise me, Ethiopia.
Oh.
This is like a crepe plate.
Smells good. Ooh, I love the texture of it.
I feel like this could be like a napkin.
You gotta unroll it like a fruit roll-up.
It's also kind of like the material of a mouse pad from the 90s. This tastes a lot like
Russian, Chinese, don't matter. Ready? Alright guys, let's see what's
So
in
we
here.
order Ethiopian food is probably maybe like 5 minutes away from here. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. Let's see what's in here. I have no idea what this is. I don't know how to eat this.
Looks squishy.
Oh wait,
Looks
I don't
like
know.
a tortilla.
Let me see. It has stuff in there. What? Another wrap?
2 wraps?
No, hold on. Let me see. Guys, we're totally confused. We don't want to mess this up.
Ethiopian food.
Smells good though. I wish you guys could smell it. They're lacking on the technology where you can smell food through the other side through the camera.
Man, these guys beat us on tortillas, guys.
It's kind of like a filmy thing.
Squishy.
I don't know if you guys can
Smells
see.
like fishy looking.
Can I try it already?
Yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
try this?
By the way, you look fabulous today.
Thank you, babe. Making me blush. Yeah.
So it tastes kind of
Soury.
salty.
No, like soury.
Soury, salty.
What is this supposed to be, like breadish? I think it's bread.
Tastes like, yeah, fishy. Tastes like fish, huh?
Okay, so are we gonna blindfold?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. So we're gonna
let me
put this
put-
all together, guys.
So we're trying to figure out how this goes. There's a picture on Yelp that I want to try to figure out how they plate it. They put this, I think it's barley bread. I don't know the exact name. I have no clue. Sorry, guys.
Try my best, Chef.
We're trying
Nico.
our best to plate it. I guess they put it all in one plate. So let's see how this
Chef Nico, guys. I'm gonna make you guys a little lunch.
Smells good though.
Smells wonderful.
Smells good.
What?
Now you're gonna.
No, it's time already.
Estás viendo la saliva. Okay, let's plate this. This one looks like carne con chile. This one looks
like your
good.
mom's.
Yeah, this one looks bomb. Even has bell peppers.
Can't wait to taste it.
Hey you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today my husband and I will be having some Ethiopian injera mukbang for the first time. Hope you enjoy this. So welcome. So let's get started. So excited. So good. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.
And I'm really excited because I have some Ethiopian food in front of me. Oh my gosh, I love Ethiopian food. We are munching on some good stuff today. And you may see that I don't have any silverware here. Ethiopian food is eaten with injera bread. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, this one's really nice and like spongy. So this is the injera bread, and you just kind of pick it up like so. Yes, yes, my friends, yes. I heard something. This is really good Ethiopian food. The flavors are on point. Everything is cooked really good. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay. So this is like a red lentil dish. This is chard, I believe. And this is a split pea. Okay, so this Ethiopian place is called Zemem Stew, and if you're ever in Tucson, you gotta go. It's so good. So I have the gomen wat is right here. This is traditional collard greens with garlic, coriander, and cayenne. Oh, this is like my favorite thing on the menu. I love this. And then This is Yamizur Kwat. This is the red lentil sauteed with onions in a spicy beer sauce. It is so good. And then this is Wekikwat. Yellow split peas mashed with onions, garlic, and green peppers. Oh my gosh. And everything is just so freaking amazing. And then I have, this is a tea. The tea is like their Ethiopian tea, and I think it has like cardamom in it. And oh yes, and they made this bread fresh because I wanted to get the full Ethiopian experience and have just the injera made from the teff. Generally, if you go to Ethiopian, if you don't, it's more expensive. They charge you more, but it's like the good stuff. This is the traditional Ethiopian. I'm just gonna take a bite. Mm. Mm. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Because usually to save on cost and stuff like that, they put wheat in it. At this place, the color is like white, like regular, what's the word? Like regular wheat color, which was new to me. I'd never seen that at Ethiopian before. Even when it is cut with regular wheat, it's usually still like dark, but not as dark. It's just made with sourdough. And then last time we went, I like to get it like this, so I ordered just the 100% injera teff. And it was like, it just didn't seem so fresh. But this time he said they didn't even have any. They made it 100% right there, super fresh. And I'm just blissing out, you guys. So let me give you your bite. Look at this amazingness. This is injera with the most amazing, delicious red lentils you've ever had in your life. Open up and take a bite. Nom, 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 nom. So good. Oh my gosh.
So I guess the meat is inside? Yeah, look at that. Oh, hold on. I'll let you guys see it. There it is, there's the meat. I don't even know how to eat it, to tell you guys the truth. Utensils, right? I'm assuming, because I can't picture me eating this with my hands, because this will fall apart for sure. Boom, there it is. Cheers, mate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, that's good. It's definitely spicy. It kind of has a kick to it. The texture of the meat is really, really soft, really, really juicy. And it's spicy, you guys. It's kind of spicy. I'm already like sweating over here. But it's really good. And I know why this comes with it now. Because the meat is so spicy that you need something to balance your taste buds. You know how they say sometimes like milk and bread can cure your tongue when it's like burning after you ate something spicy? Well, this is kind of like the bread for people like me who can't handle spices. So the next dish that I ordered is called Enkular Furfur. And it is scrambled eggs prepared with a dash of Ethiopian spice butter and sliced jalapenos. Here it is. Oh, does every dish come with this thing? And oh, there you go. Look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, look how colorful that looks. I love eggs in general. Like I love scrambled eggs, omelets. Like whenever I go to those like breakfast buffets, that's the first thing that I hit up. There it is. Look how amazing that looks. What? Mmm. Wow. It's like a well done scrambled egg. That's not too dry. I like it a little runny, just a little bit. And the sliced jalapenos really adds a little kick to it and adds a lot of flavor, which is really, really awesome. I give this one a solid 10 out of 10. And I just realized I didn't rate the other one. That one is an 8 out of 10 for me because it was a little bit too spicy, but it was still very good. So I'm super excited for the next dish because I'm a big fan of lamb. I love lamb meat. I think they taste super delicious. And this is called Yabeg Alecha Wat. And it is a succulent pieces of fresh lamb sauteed in creamy sauce and seasoned with mild spices and fresh herbs. This flavorful dish highlights the sweet taste of lamb meat balanced with a creamy and comforting sauce. Based on the last two dishes that I tried, I bet it's gonna have the crepe thing on top of this one as well. Let's see if I'm a fortune teller. Look at that! I was right! There it is, guys. That's how it looks like on the inside. I don't know, it kind of looks like it's like a curry base, right? All right, I'm gonna give this a shot. It has a little bit of a sweet flavor to it. Did it have like butternut squash or something like that? It just says comforting sauce. Well, it is comforting. I mean, the lamb meat is really savory, and the sauce has a little hint of sweetness to it, which is a really nice balance for your taste buds. The fact that the sauce was a little bit sweet kind of threw me off, but not necessarily in a bad way. I mean, it's still really good, but I was just expecting something really savory.
Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for this amazing meal. Look at this. So grateful for this food. May it nourish my body in the best possible way. And may all those less fortunate out there get access to some yummy munchies today. Look at this. Those collard greens though, I think these collard greens are my most favorite way to eat collard greens. They're just amazing. Water. By the way, I'm really loving how my little purple thing matches my purple lights. And I really think the purple goes with the green lava that's going on over there. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Heavenly. So much good food in the world. I feel so grateful to be able to experience it. All right, we are almost done. That was basically the last bite, but we will clean up every little morsel that we possibly can because I don't want to waste any. It's so good. There's nothing wrong with licking your plate. Sometimes my dad would do that to me when we were in public. Like, let's say we got pancakes or something. At a restaurant, he would lick his plate and lick the syrup off. Now, I wouldn't care if that happened, but you know, when you're a kid and you get embarrassed, it was mortifying